Let's get the claps on. Yo, 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 yo. Let's get it.
Make it clap.
Make it clap.
Episode of This Week in White Supremacy.
Is that every week for Miracle though?
I guess. Yeah. The proud colors.
Wow, y'all just starting. Y'all are just starting with me.
Welcome everybody to This Week in White Supremacy. According
this
to
is why gross is not possible.
Well, what's up, y'all? It's This Week in White Supremacy. Hopefully, you know, if you're watching this on Free Speech TV, you're getting used to us, you know what I'm saying? You're checking us out.
There is no free speech on Free Speech TV.
Ooh, wait, why you got smoke for Free Speech TV?
I don't, I'm just saying the FCC
FCC. And it's wild, right? FCC want to come at us, right?
Right, yeah, like
Rupert Murdoch's right there. Telling lies.
Bro.
Anti-blackness.
He's right there telling lies.
White supremacy.
Come on. So, my name is Jasiri X. I'm co-founder and CEO of One Hood Media. And to my immediate right, sipping her tea.
It's me, your girl, big blessing with the big blessing. It's Miracle Jones. And I'm here on this Monday, just happy from my dark skin.
Black joy?
The blackest of joy.
I did think about that when Farouk posted a picture of his dad. I was like, you know, remember Miracle was like, I rep for the black people that don't have
my
Don't
gosh.
have to post our parents.
Oh my gosh. I feel like I have traumatized y'all by
Miracle's
accident.
in my head like, I
have triggered y'all. I have apologized, but obviously sometimes
no, it's
intent
real.
Impact.
That's a real. It's a real thing. It's a real thing. So funny.
That's hilarious.
And welcome back.
Yes, we're back.
Back from Austin.
You know what I'm saying?
You got your party on. You got your swerve on. Oh, he said, yes, I did. And we definitely missed your calming influence.
Yeah, y'all was cutting up last week.
Austin came and
y'all
he was
had
just
guns on the show.
He was just as goofy as
Allegedly.
we are. You know what I'm saying? Like, we needed your maturity. We had allegedly.
No face, no case.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes. Okay. You were gone last week.
Last week,
were you kidnapped?
I had to handle some things last week. This week I'm back.
This week you're back. Okay.
This week I'm back. The revolutionary but gorgeous. Full-time supervillain, part-time hater.
Yes.
Come on.
Man, the notorious neighborhood terrorizer. The podcast villain.
Why you look at me and drop your voice?
Who, me? I didn't drop my voice. The supreme Asiatic intelligently divine. My name's Saeed.
Yes. And of course, neighborhood terrorizer is, hyperbole.
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want homeland immigration on me.
We don't want to catch cases in the manner of our former president.
I'll be outside with the free him.
Oh, you had the free Saeed thing. You know what I'm saying? Free Farouk.
Free Himothy, man. Free Himothy.
Okay, let's move on. So there might be
some charges.
There might be a movement coming soon. Speaking of being outside of a prison, could you imagine?
Could you?
What happened January 6th right outside of a prison in New York City? Could it be?
I'll tell you what happened in January 6th. I will tell you exactly what happened in January 6th.
Well, we're going to get into the attempt to rewrite the history of January 6th. And,
First we're rewriting the history of America.
Yeah.
And now rewriting
100%.
the history of January 6th.
I mean, if there's one thing that white men can do, they're going to rewrite some shit.
1,000%. Over and over again, they retell some.
Yes. So it's looking like the possibility miracle. Mm-hmm. And it actually could even be this week.
In white supremacy.
Yes. that Donald Trump could finally, after all of these cases, after all of his many crimes, Miracle, and it's many, that he could finally be indicted in New York City by Manhattan District Attorney Alvin Bragg for his payment to his alleged mistress in 2016. It says legal experts say it remains unclear what a criminal case against the former president would look like. But
probably
we know,
a phone book.
We know his former lawyer admitted that he paid $130,000 to adult film actress Stormy Daniels in 2016.
For what?
With
For
the
conversation?
with the goal of keeping her from publicly claiming she had an affair with Trump years earlier. So it was hush money, right? It was
if it's before he was president, what's it even matter?
Well, that's the whole point. Like, if she comes out in 2016 while he's running for president,
Yeah. You know, I
and
get
says
it,
like,
right.
"Yo, this ain't this holding up Bibles and talk about make
Yeah.
America great again." Like, you out here wilding, which we already knew. I mean, you're
Come on.
chilling with Epstein. I mean, come on, man. I mean, this dude is wilding. So that hush money, it says that could have been a breach of campaign finance laws. By using legal fees, basically, like it was how he documented it, right? They were like, "Oh, I just paid my lawyer some legal fees," but in actuality, you paid hush money to a adult film star that you were sleeping outside of your marriage with. You know what I'm saying?
She got the bag.
Seems like a legitimate campaign expense to me.
Yeah, I'm about to say, of all the things that there's to be, offended at and up in arms about, that's the thing I'm the least concerned about.
It says no former president has ever been indicted with a crime. And I'm coming to you, Miracle. You are legal.
No.
Wait, hold on. You're saying you don't believe he'll even be indicted?
No.
Well, why are we here then, Miracle?
I don't know why we are here, because when he was actively committing crimes and calling for violence and supporting a coup, we didn't do anything.
Yes.
And so now when we had the chance to, impeach him, we said, this is going to take too long. People are not going to care about this trial. So now when he's about to run for office again, we're going to try to impeach him for what? It's too late.
Well, no,
like George Santos, the man is there. It is too late. It's not going to happen. Fetch is not going to happen.
What's Fetch?
From Mean Girls.
Mean Girls. Just stop trying to make Fetch happen, Gretchen. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Well,
I love Mean Girls.
Okay, Miracle. So this is my question, right? Now, I agree with you, right? I believe that like the minute this dude's shoe touched the ground when he was no longer president, he should have been arrested right then and there. Hey, the moment Biden was sworn in and they was like, "You're president now," they should have threw them cuffs on Trump and persecuted him for a multitude of things that he's did, right?
Like The Wire, just like have everything happen.
I know.
Just like that.
However, Miracle, if he committed a crime.
What did MLK say about like the white moderate being so dedicated to order that they will just allow stuff to happen? They're not going to arrest Trump. Number one, they need Trump to be out here acting a fool so that they can fundraise and be like, this is what could be your future. And two, I do believe District Attorney Bragg is a person of color.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
So I think District Attorney Bragg is probably also weighing his own personal freedom, and does he want to be the black district attorney that indicts Trump, or does he want to wait for the woman in Atlanta? And I think he's just going to wait for Atlanta to do it first, and then maybe we'll have an indictment. But I don't really foresee a payment that his lawyer did outside, absent some direct evidence that he told his lawyer to do that.
Right.
I don't foresee him getting indicted.
Well, I think and from my understanding, I mean, you're the lawyer. You're Miracle Jones Esquire.
I mean,
okay. An indictment isn't a trial, right? Like, they just need and they have the lawyer who made the payment saying, I made it. They have the woman who got the payment saying I got it. I mean, so they had.
Did they have Trump saying he told him to pay it?
Trump, so this is the thing. Well, this is the thing, Miracle. Because Trump's story has been changing on this. But for one, my thing is like this.
If I tell you to pay someone off, does that mean I told you to smuggle the funds? I said pay them off because I don't want to hear them. I didn't tell you to go and falsify some documents.
Are you auditioning
all
for
I
Trump's
said
legal team?
was make sure she don't come out and say nothing. And you failed at that.
Well, but I'll say first because I agree with you. Like, but if Trump committed a crime at any time, I mean, the legal system should prosecute him if they have evidence that he committed a crime. I don't care.
In 2016.
Hey, Miracle. Hey,
you know how R. Kelly was like, "Why now?" You remember when he was like, "Why now?" Like, I've already done this stuff.
No, because we waited, we put our case together, we got our thing. Now listen, so Trump did say, Miracle, and I'm going to bring Farouk in trouble in. Trump did say that he knew about the payment. So right now he said, I never had sex with that woman. He's doing the Bill Clinton,
never had
right?
sexual relations with that woman. That's a lie.
Yeah, I've never did anything. But it says in 2018, he said he knew about the payment, but that he never directed Michael Cohen to break the law.
I didn't direct him to break the law.
But he also claimed that Cohen's crimes, this is when they was cool, were not criminal. So what does that mean? You know what I'm saying?
I've never broken a crime in my life. I've never done a crime. I've never done a law. They tried to give me the virus.
Yeah. So it's like he said changing, and the thing is, all of this is on record. He's admitted to it. Then he's saying he never did anything. Then he's saying he didn't know about it, but before he said he did know about it. I don't know, man.
Billionaires are able to do a whole bunch of stuff.
Hey, Miracle. So are you saying this? And I'm going to bring y'all in. So if somebody robbed you in 2016, let's say they got you for $20K.
Hey, that's too tricky.
Too soon. Too soon.
And then you found out now where that person was. Are you going to go get your money, Miracle?
That's not even a good analogy because that means that person robbed me in 2016 and I watched them every single day for 6 years.
You didn't know who they
back
were.
And forth.
Okay, did you? But I'm saying, if now
because I like violence, now you're trying to have the FBI come visit my door.
What I'm saying is, if you finally got evidence,
I don't commit crimes.
I'm saying if you finally got evidence,
I don't
on
believe
this person,
in vengeance.
If you finally got evidence on this person, Miracle,
vengeance is mine, says the Lord. I just read my Bible and mind my business.
Wouldn't you want that person? You wouldn't be like,
I'm not vindictive.
They got me. So they got me for $20K in 2016. I'm not going to worry about it.
I am not vindictive. I don't know why
you're an abolitionist.
This question would even be posed to me.
I'm just curious.
I abhor violence. I say no to violence.
Saeed Trouble, what do y'all think about Trump? Is he going to finally go this time? Because you also mentioned there's the case in Atlanta where they're actively trying to remove this. They're actually trying to create a law.
I will say for you, I really want him to be indicted.
Oh yeah.
I just want to, just for you.
But indicted isn't like, I need to see a mugshot.
Yeah.
I need to
the
see
perp walk.
Yes, I need to see him handcuffed. I want to see all of that. I need to see a bunch of,
what would be
racists
bigger?
out in front of the jail.
Hernandez
what
walk.
would be bigger? Trump's perp walk or when he gets released from jail, like on bail? The press conference afterwards or the perp walk?
So for me, I mean, I might put the perp walk on a loop, man, and just watch it for 25 hours. Just watch it. Just dance to it, put music to it.
Oh my goodness.
But after the post-release press conference is going to be
madness.
I mean,
it might be the most viewed thing ever on TV.
All news channels stopping everything.
Bigger than the Queen's death.
It'll be a gag order. There will be no press. There will be no press.
I don't care if LeBron's coming back, whatever. No, Trump's going to come out in front of that thing and talk into a mic. You already know that.
You know it's got to be a gag order. There's got to be like
say something wild.
And he's going to say something wild. I mean, you already know that. And the fact that it's a black district attorney in New York and a black district attorney in Atlanta.
Have I tried to help you people?
What? Come on, Miracle, let's go. Let's go,
I don't know what more I can do for you people.
Let's go. But the fact that the GOP is actually trying to pass a law to remove this black woman.
This nasty
from
woman
her
is trying to bring charges about me. And you know what? I will say this. I used to love Atlanta. It turned into a shithole city. And I'm here to make Atlanta great again. MAGA. MAGA. MAGA.
MAGA Muslims really.
You see that? I'm nice with this, bro. I'm nice with this.
Trouble.
That made you feel a type of way?
What do you think, man? Do you think
This
Trump
is
is finally going down?
So from when he first announced that he was running for presidency to now all of these attempted indictments.
Yes.
It's just his apprenticeship kind of dragging out more
Yes.
and more in my eyes. It's like this whole thing's like a reality TV show.
1,000%.
Trump is the star, and we're
Yes.
just seeing it play out in real life.
We're
You know what I'm
watching it.
saying?
Yeah. And he was on a reality TV show
Called The Apprentice.
Yeah, and it's just wild to watch it unfold. Well, now we also heard from one of the, I don't necessarily want to call him a victim, but he could have been, right? I mean, think about it. We could have seen
Oh, man. A public
Mike Pence
hanging.
like grabbed up. I mean, just think if Mike Pence like wandered out.
I can see, like, you know, like in some 16th century shit,
100%.
where they like pull him out,
Yeah.
and like pass him through the crowd like a pizza,
Or like the end of Braveheart, where they're like, you know what I'm saying? Where he's like,
William
"Freedom!"
Wallace.
They're like killing him. And I mean, that could have happened, right? Like
It almost did.
Yes.
It almost did.
So this is what Mike Pence said. He said, history will hold Donald Trump accountable.
Not if white people keep rewriting it.
Not the justice system.
History and he said he called the January 6th attack on the Capitol a disgrace, and he said Donald Trump endangered his family.
I just think it's so fascinating right now that we have these three Republican or at least
Yes.
conservative frontrunners for president.
Four people have announced.
Yeah, four.
Right.
Well, has Pence announced?
Pence is running.
DeSantis hasn't officially announced yet.
DeSantis hasn't officially announced, but he's probably going to go. And
And then
Nikki
Trump-
Haley
and Nikki
announced, and then Donald Trump. Yeah.
And it's just like the infighting between all of them
Yes.
is so amazing to watch. This debate, this
Yeah.
campaign trail is going to be great. But like we talked about this before, is this the end of the Republican Party? Will they how can they concisely elect one representative to run for president?
Well, I mean, I think, and this is where they're kind of stuck, right? Because if it's not
an impasse,
Trump,
right?
Like if Trump doesn't get it,
Then he goes independent.
no, then he just nukes everything. He's going to tear
Poor
everything.
choice of words. That's a terrible choice of words right now.
He tears everything down.
Right.
I mean, Trump is very clear. Like if you don't choose him and they choose DeSantis, he's going to do everything in his power to make sure DeSantis loses. He's not going to go out there and campaign for DeSantis and I'm down with the Republican Party. This is nothing that we've seen of Trump. We know how he's vindictive. He is going to try to tear them down. So that's what's interesting. I also want to share this quote from Pence. He said, President Trump was wrong. I had no right to overturn the election, and his reckless words endangered my family and everyone at the Capitol that day.
You know what, Mike?
And I know
I've heard of things, Mike, and I have to say this to you: we were better off without you.
F them kids.
You know what? I'm going to take the high road. I'm not going to talk about his children, but have you seen his haircut? Have you seen the way he looks? Did you see the fly land on his shoulder? He's a piece of shit.
You were going to say something, Miracle?
FCC.
FCC, yes.
So I have a theory. You know I love my theories.
Okay, break the theory down.
Senator Tim Scott, the
know
black
who that is.
Republican senator
Oh, Tim Scott,
from
yes.
South Carolina,
Yes.
is going to put his hat in the ring, and everybody's
For
going to
president.
coalesce around him. Why? Because obviously having, diversity means a lot. So then that takes away a lot of the Democratic pushback. Two, they've learned from Georgia, and they're going to put a well-rounded, reasoning black man up for office.
But what happens when Trump debates him and starts calling him Slave Tim? You got Slave Tim up here. You got nicknames for everybody.
Man, listen, my
You got-
African American Tim Scott.
Slave Tim. Like, he's going to come up with some derogatory name from him.
He probably will.
Tiny
but
Tim.
the thing about
Tiny Tim is a good one.
all of the media,
Yo, please don't watch this show.
all of the media actually like Senator Scott.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And he's not, his politics is as radical, but he is not a radical person when you think about him, right?
You're forgetting one thing, Miracle.
What?
How racist the Republican Party is.
No,
I don't care how well-meaning. He's black. At the end of the day, he's black, Miracle. And they're not voting for no black dude. Donald Trump will be like, wait, you gonna vote for this dude over me?
I think so. I think
No.
people. I think DeSantis and Trump are going to split like the woohoo, and then everyone else is going to be like, okay, we need to. I feel like there are a lot of conservatives who basically do not really care about CRT, do not care about transgender issues. They are just forced into this, and they're kind of sick and tired of like looking on the news and seeing idiots. And then with Fox News possibly being taken down, there has to be someone. I think you'll see people coalescing around Tim Scott if he announces for president.
It's
I think that's a
interesting.
good-
It's interesting. I just want to touch on this. The Politico has an article. Trump continues to suck the air out of the GOP primary. There was a window when the Republican Party looked like it was ready to move on, but the party once again is reliving the worst parts of Trump's presidency.
Yeah, I mean, Trump's kind of like that ex you break up with that hits you up a year later. It's like, you know what? Remember when we got in an argument and just going to, reopen the scab? But I think, Miracle makes a great point with Tim Scott and the Republican Party, because I think right now with Pence and DeSantis specifically and Trump, they're trying to make these local matters national.
Yes.
That's the thing. They're trying to nationalize these local matters. Yeah. And it's really, going to be an attack on individual states' legislature. It's going to be on local governments. It's going to be on local elections. And this is why we always say politics is local, because, the people that you elected in these positions are now going to be under fire from the national light. And it's going to make it a very difficult place to navigate.
You're right. And it's just like, it's because Donald Trump is such a big, like, he is the star in the like whatever debate you're going into. Like, Donald Trump is the person people are going to want to hear. Mm-hmm. People are going to want to meme that and that's what makes it so difficult, because like, how do you get around him? And then now, if you're Tim Scott, are you gonna? My
waist is smaller than ever. You can't get around me, but my waist is small.
If you go against Trump publicly, do you risk not being elected again? Do you risk the backlash of all these white January 6ers? Do you risk that?
How does that split the vote?
I don't know, and that's the thing.
Do the January 6ers vote for DeSantis? Or?
No, that's what I'm saying. You just had DeSantis, who's going on a book tour.
Yeah.
And you had all these Trump people try to show up and disrupt his speaking.
Yeah.
And the police officer, the security guard, was saying, I support Trump too. However, I'm just trying to do my job. And so DeSantis, although he's, pretty much, I guess he has Florida. He won by a decent margin. Yeah. You got to go against all of these Trumpers. And the fear is, right? Because I believe Trump endorsed him in the governor's race. Yeah. The fear is if you cross Trump, he's going to do whatever it takes to try to take you out.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
He's the ultimate spike for a campaign.
So I don't see a Tim Scott taking on Trump in that way. You know what I'm saying? I just don't see it. You know what I'm saying? In fact, I mean, here we have, right? Here you have the number one pundit on Fox News, the number one show on Fox News, Tucker Carlson, right?
Yeah.
Who basically, in private is saying, he didn't just say, I hate Donald Trump.
No, he hated him passionately.
I hate him passionately. He's saying, I can't wait for the day where we don't have to talk about Donald Trump every single day. He called him a destroyer. He called him a destructive force.
They talk about Trump like he's Tulsa Doom from Conan.
Right. But when them lights come on and Tucker Carlson has to speak, he has Trump's genitalia
FCC
firmly inside of his mouth.
FCC.
I don't know how to say it another way.
That's a gag order right there.
Oh my God.
And Texas and New York. And we go to South Dakota and Oregon and Washington
my God.
and Michigan. And then
In
we're going to
retrospect.
Washington, D.C. to take back the White House.
The fact that this is what derailed his campaign is hilarious.
It is hilarious.
Oh
Yeah.
man, that's such a great soundbite. This is
my
going to
God.
be more exciting than that.
Yeah, I mean,
This,
that's
this is going to be
but that's what I'm
the
saying,
most exciting presidential election, and I don't know how long.
Yeah, but I mean, like Trump got them that shook, like that they
That was
can't
great, Treble.
cross him.
Appreciate
They don't want to cross him. So although they hate him behind the scenes, they know. Like Tucker Carlson knows that his audience, 99.9% of them love Trump. So he's trying to rewrite history. He's trying to take the worst moment of Trump's presidency and make it on some bullshit. And make it on some like, oh, they were sightseeing. They didn't commit any crimes. They didn't do anything wrong because of fear of Donald Trump.
I don't think so. I think that basically we need people to get out of jail because that is Trump's biggest promise of
Well,
I'm
I
going
mean, if
to
he-
exonerate all, I'm going to pardon all the January 6ers. So I think that Tucker is trying to be like, listen, don't convict any more of these people. Don't give him anything to say. But I think Tucker is playing a character.
Tucker wants them out of jail. He's saying like these people that are currently incarcerated
There was no insurrection. They were escorted. It was peaceful.
should be out of jail.
Correct, because there are people who are trying to push for Trump to be elected so they can get that
Yes.
pardon.
Yes.
But people need to realize Tucker Carlson is playing a character. He is a Nepo baby whose parents like multimillionaires.
Yes.
He has never been working class. He has never spoken for the undeserved flyover American people. He's
No.
playing a character. He doesn't
He
believe
definitely is. Yes.
any of this stuff, and that's what the checks show.
Yes.
And I think people are just exasperated and starting to realize that when you push for a civil war and people actually love violence, now fighting people, you gotta pull that back. And I think Rupert Murdoch, outside of this lawsuit, is basically understanding that if people are talking about the mainstream media, they're talking about him, and Tucker's basically putting a target on everyone's back.
Yeah.
And so I think we'll see some stuff differently, but Tucker's just out. He's had the biggest boost of his life.
Yes.
Because of Trump. He
Yes.
has a
Right,
whole
right.
show
That's what I'm saying.
because of Trump. So the man he hates
Yes.
is basically the man putting food on his table.
100%.
And that is what irritates him the most.
Probably, but that's what I'm saying. Like, just like you said, here was Fox that in that moment, right after the election, they knew that Trump lost. They actually called, I think it was Arizona before any other network, pissing Trump off. And they looked like they were trying to go away from Trump, but people stopped watching. And so they had to push the big lie because Donald Trump brings eyes, he brings ratings, he brings money. You know what I'm saying? And so like that's the fear, like getting rid of Donald Trump. Like that's what I'm saying. He's there. He is. I believe he said he was their retribution, right? Didn't he say something to that effect, Farouk?
This like the way he spoke in this shit was so super villainish.
Yes.
It sounded like Thanos.
Yes. Yes.
Like he really, you couldn't deal with your failure. Where'd that
bring me
back to
me?
But here, so this is Trump. Where was he? Was this?
He's on his tour.
Just a tour.
Yeah.
But you know,
He's trying to get elected. Yeah. Where was he? I think CPAC, right?
yes, he was. It says
He
it
was
right
at
here on the video.
CPAC, yeah.
You know, I can't read.
Yeah.
And if you put me back in the White House, their reign is over. Their reign will be over. And they know it. And America will be a free nation once again. We're not a free nation right now. We don't have free press. We don't have free anything. In 2016, I
He did give them
declared,
checks away.
I am your voice. Today I add, I am your warrior. I am your justice. And for those who have been wronged and betrayed, I am your retribution. I am your retribution. Not going to let this happen.
It sounds like a church.
See,
He should just be a pastor.
See, I read that differently, Miracle. I feel like, like he Like, this is some, like, we're going to round y'all niggas up.
It sounds,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It sounds very ominous.
This is what you say to troops before battle.
100%.
This is like a war cry.
Yes, I'm your retribution. Like, I'm like all those that felt wrong, all those that felt like, you know.
Good people that came to the Capitol, they weren't there for harm. They weren't there for violence. They were there for me.
That's what I'm saying.
I am their retribution.
Yes. So it almost means like, are they going to like try to prosecute Biden and it's ominous to me. You don't hear that?
No, I agree with you. I think it's foreboding. And
yes.
It's just like, you know, and I guess what happens if he doesn't get the nod? What happens if he does get the nod?
Man.
You know,
violence.
like, I mean.
Violence in both cases. Violence in both cases, yeah. And so, like I said, I mean, and then, like you said, you have this, you know what I mean? It's just something that we've never seen. We've never seen, I mean, he got 4 cases. Like, he's running with 4 pending cases, and nobody cares.
He might get George Santos as his running mate at this point.
I would love to see that.
Hey, that would be
shit would
incredible.
be wild.
That'd be incredible.
Bananas.
Bananas.
And then there's the scammers. That's going to be the scammers party.
Listen, man.
They're going to get Bishop Whitehead. They're going to just be the scammers. You know what I mean?
Pop bottles on the White House lawn, man.
Omni and the Hellcat. Let's just get them all.
Let's get everybody, man. They just be running it out here, man. That would be wild.
That should actually be Trump's platform.
Yeah.
Listen.
Just rocking with the scammers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna partner everybody. All the PP people, like, rock with me. I got you.
Out.
Yeah. Because whatchamacallit is...
Credit cards and the scammers.
So...
That'd be hilarious.
He bring designer back out, bitch. I'm not matching like Randy. The Oscar can chop it for Grammy. Come on, that would be hot.
Yeah, it's just... It's not only that, but it's just like where's the retribution for us? That's what's just so frustrating. Is because they're these white men.
Because we live in these shithole cities, bro. That's why. That's why we don't get no retribution.
I mean,
reference of a quote that Trump said.
Yes, because they're like Trump, Murdoch, Tucker Carlson. Like, nothing's gonna happen to these dudes. No. And it's like, despite all of this evidence. Just like you said, despite all, like, Tucker Carlson is a huge phony. Like, he's a giant phony. He knows it. We all know that now because of these text messages. But he'll still go on and talk, and people will still watch his show, and he'll still get paid. It's just so wild to me that it's like, no matter what they do, it's like, it seems to be like they can get away with it. Me and you, like, you know, you might have a dime bag of weed, you're going to jail.
It's a great big phony. That's right.
It's almost as if we live in a system of white supremacy
we do.
that rewards people for behaving badly and under the guise of capitalism. It's almost like you can ruin a bank and then the government will come and bail you out if you're like a white person.
You know what, Miracle?
It just
that bank was too woke, Miracle.
Yeah,
it's almost as like you can have a coup and nobody would care.
Yeah, you know what, Miracle? That's that woke talk.
That was legit political discourse.
It's almost,
and you would do well to remember that in Trump's America.
It's
and Miracle,
almost like Tiffany Cross lost her job.
She did
for calling out white supremacy.
Yes, she did.
Just for white supremacy to continue.
And we just moved on, like, and that's wild. Like, but Tucker Carlson, you make a great point. Tucker Carlson just moves on ahead.
Yeah,
and like, yeah,
because America.
Yeah, and it's weird now. I mean, like, you know, we were joking. I guess, and I don't know. Is this Ted Cruz book real, or is this something?
That's a great question
that somebody put on here as like a joke, right? This cannot be
Ted Cruz Unwoke.
This cannot be the
Let's look it up.
Let's
fact check this.
Snopes.com right now.
Yo,
how to look up information.
Unwoke kind of sounds like a suicide letter.
It does say
Bro,
Ted Cruz's new book title.
How to Defeat Cultural Marxism in America.
Unwoke. It sounds like I'm sleeping. Unwoke. Miracle. What's wrong with these people? Unwoke. That's your thing.
Because they are basking in the fact that they make life hard for queer and trans people. They're basking in the fact that they can sit there
I can't hear you.
And celebrate the fact that they do everything in their power to make life harder for black and brown people. And they're going to get rewarded for it.
Yes.
Because a lot of us, and I'm talking about people, not people of the global majority, but Americans in general, are uncomfortable with setting boundaries and basically saying, you know what, I'm going to show up for other people.
Nope.
And I'm going to be like, nah, bro, you can't do that here. So here we are in the cesspool of white supremacy, just trying to survive. But I'm pretty sure it's going to be a New York Times bestseller. I'm pretty sure the New York Times is going to talk about how we have to push this book out in the interest of public discourse and forget what's going on with the real genocide of trans people.
Yeah.
And we'll be here in 6 months or a year talking about, oh my God, how do we get here?
It's not even a word. It's just
Unwoke.
Is
that even grammatically correct?
No.
It was like stay black, stay woke, and y'all allowed people to take it over.
But this is what it is. It's like, and I think part of what made Donald Trump so successful is he realizes that most people in America are dumb. Right.
Yes.
And so, like, if you just feed them these simple things, right? Just like you said, if you ask these white people, give me the definition of critical race theory, they don't know. No. They don't know. Most black people don't know the definition. Mm-hmm. So it's like you just call everything. Oh, just like you said. Hey, I'm a black person and I would like, equality and justice. You're woke. That's that woke talk. Like, wait, what? I just want equity and freedom, and I want nope, that's woke. You know what I'm saying? It was a video where
sound like what you need is some democracy. You need some America.
It was a video.
Uppity jig. I think we need to go liberate this jig from justice.
Oh shit!
What's wrong with this dude?
That's your best friend.
It was a legislator that wanted to put into this school district's law that they couldn't mention sexual orientation. And so the legislator asked the woman, he says, okay, so he said, do you know who Martha Washington is? And she said, yeah, that's George Washington's wife. He said, we can't say that under your law. We can't tell people that that's his wife because that would talk about what her sexual orientation is. And the lady was like, oh, well, no, we can talk about that. He said, oh, you mean only certain sexual orientations you don't want to talk about, right? And he just started to break her down. And it's like, you don't even, like, you're so foolish. Like, right, you can't even say, like, nothing.
It's
because that's woke. Talk about somebody's sexual orientation, that's woke.
There's no woke agenda. There isn't a woke agenda.
That's the Democratic Party, Farouk. And what are you talking about?
It's annoying to me because there's plenty of black men that share this, that use these wordage.
True, indeed.
That use this verbiage.
Yes.
And it's like, what I don't understand is why. Because wokeism, if the way you frame it, benefits you as a black man.
Well, I mean, it depends on, like, not if you want to, like, maintain your, like, man position.
Right. Yeah.
Like, so it's like, I'm the, like, there are people that, like, you want to be the best of the worst, I guess, right? You want to have the worst, so it's like, as a black man, you still can oppress. I'm not a black woman. I'm not a black queer person. I'm not a black trans. So I'm still like the highest. You know what I mean? Yeah. And so you want that white supremacy structure in place because it places you as a man at the top.
And again, a lot of men, a lot of black men are only upset at white supremacy because they didn't create it for themselves.
Absolutely.
Right. Yeah. That's the only reason that you are upset at it is because you want that. You want that agency. You want the privilege that it gives you. Yeah. And, and let's keep it tall about this show since we talking about the show and we talking about everything. This is like educated barbershop political commentary right here.
100%.
None of us are political scholars. However, we are people that navigate this world that are affected by all the things that we talk about every week on here.
Yes.
And we just happen to have a lawyer on the show that helps us through the difficult parts.
Leave me out this.
So please, if you're coming here for like a legit political discussion, it ain't that.
No, it's legit.
It is, but
Definitely.
we're not C-SPAN. This is more like, this is our way of bringing it because a lot of times
we're a lot more entertaining than C-SPAN.
We're a lot more entertaining than that boring shit that you see on TV.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
Yeah.
That being said, our show's too woke for mainstream media.
I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, I think like ultimately, you know,
Yeah,
it's sad. We just want to be
Wake up.
unwoke. Yes,
Wake up,
yes. I'm sorry.
Jasiriacs.
I'm sorry.
Wake up.
I'm just unwoke.
Snowflake.
I mean, I just it's weird, but I mean that's where we are. I mean,
It's just
for instance, right? Like here's a man, right, named Colin Kaepernick.
Do
right?
not assume his gender. Don't do it.
Colin Kaepernick,
Thank you.
former quarterback of the San Francisco 49ers, that basically, despite him being, you know, a good quarterback, was ushered out of the NFL simply because he did not want to stand for the national anthem, right?
Legs is tired, man. He was running that whole offense.
Maybe he was unwoke. I'm unwoke right now. I can't. So, like, again, when it comes to free speech, it's only free speech. The only free speech you care about is yours, right?
Yeah.
Somebody else has free speech. Oh, again, we're woke. Oh, you can't say that. Oh, we can't teach that, right? You know what I'm saying? Like people there's been no conversation in schools for all these years, right? But yet, surprisingly, there were still gay and trans people, even though it was nothing talked about in schools, right? So now if we acknowledge they exist in school, right, all of a sudden everybody's going to be gay and trans? That doesn't even make mathematical sense. No. Like, what are you talking about? But Colin Kaepernick, you know, was raised by a white adoptive group of parents. And Colin Kaepernick talked about some of the issues that he had, obviously, as a young black man being raised by his white parents. Did you want to play some of what Colin Kaepernick said?
This is your king. Your light-skinned king.
Spreading a message of empowerment in his new graphic novel, Change the Game, written with author and University of Chicago professor Eve L. Ewing.
I love how you depict yourself in this book, not as some big shot hero, but as a shy, insecure high schooler like we all were. I mean, I'm speaking for you, but
absolutely. Growing up, I think still am a pretty introverted person. I hope it's true to form, and that's just kind of how I navigate the world.
It's his true high school coming of age story, his journey embracing his blackness despite resistance from many, including his white adoptive parents.
I know my parents love me, but there were still very problematic things that I went through. I think it was important to show that, no, this can happen in your own home, and how we move forward collectively while addressing the racism that is being perpetuated.
He took cues from his icon, basketball star Allen Iverson, who he said wore his blackness like a suit of armor. And teenage Kaepernick wanted cornrows to match. He's getting what roles, his mom asked?
Oh, your hair's not professional. Oh, you look like a little thug.
Your mom said that to you.
Yeah. And those become spaces where it's like, okay, how do I navigate this situation now? But it also is informed why I have my hair long today.
The grown-up version of Eve wanted to go back in time and give young Colin a lot of hugs.
You can pause that. So here's Colin Kaepernick again, analyzing. The first thing he says is, what? I know my parents loved me.
But...
My parents, no.
Yes, but.
No, he said my parents loved me.
Yeah.
He appreciated the love and support. However, there were some problematic things that my parents did around race, right? I brought some I wanted to get some cornrows. Now I'm a little thug. I'm professional. And white people lost their damn minds.
Remember when Mariah Carey took that picture with Colin Kaepernick and white people lost their mind?
I do not remember.
And they all tried to cancel Mariah and they forgot that she was black. Yeah. They was like, I'll never buy into. How could Mariah Carey pose as Colin Kaepernick? This was a couple years ago.
This is Clay Travis. He said, Colin Kaepernick says the white parents who adopted and raised him since he was a baby were racist.
You know what that sounds like? That sounds like an uppity nigger who doesn't appreciate that he was brought to a white man's table. He was raised at their own. Yeah, his hair a little nappy, but we treated him, we fed him what we ate. He need to be thankful.
It says, the fact that this dude was made into an icon by sports media is downright shameful. He's a pathetic, sad, lost child who has convinced himself he's a perpetual victim.
Oh, my goodness.
Like, that's what you heard You know what I'm saying? You heard because he said,
it's so exhausting.
That's what I'm saying.
So
like
exhausting.
It was his black dad left him and these white people came but that's kind of like the idea that's white people's idea of like our existence in this country, right? Mm-hmm. That we should just be happy we're here. Be happy you're here. Be happy y'all got a job. Be happy y'all got microphones and laptops. You know what I'm saying? Like because if you was in Africa, you'd be mining diamonds and you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, this idea that like we were done a favor. Like you're doing us a favor just by like tolerating our existence, right? Mm-hmm. And us say, hey, yeah, you know, we appreciate being here. However, you know, when you do this, it's a little bit problematic. What? Shut you woke bastard! Get out of here with that wokeness.
Yeah,
Trouble?
I feel like some white people, when it comes to the thought of taking responsibility for their problematic behaviors, it literally makes their brain kind of like
wow,
like
thoughts.
physical pain. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And like they kind of want to exist in this blissful ignorance, and anytime they're presented with information that kind of like shatters the veil, they're like, "Oh no, nope, can't have none of that shit."
100%. That's
You're
woke.
too woke. Yeah,
that's too woke.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying?
And that's my take.
Do you have a take on this, Miracle?
I do. I
have a take, but it's extremely problematic. So
I'm going to say, I just don't understand why there is such resistance to just be kind and decent to other people, particularly people who you do not know. Whether it's calling people by their names, their pronouns, recognizing people's cultures are different than yours, I don't understand, honestly and truly, what the rage is all about. Like, if you don't like somebody, just
rage. Rage is what they came from.
You just like ignore them and you move on. Like, I've never been so just perplexed as why people. I just don't know what to say.
Yes,
I'm just be like, hey friend, what's up? Hey, how are you? What's up, glasses? What's up, black hat?
Yeah.
What's going on, homie? Like, I just do not understand why people just don't want to be kind to people.
Well, because, Miracle, obviously Colin Kaepernick has anti-white hatred.
Clearly.
For his parents. I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, like,
well,
aren't all parents, like, all parents have some problematic stuff?
We have Colin, they have Logic. I think it equals out.
Oh, shit.
Oh, no. Did you see Ice Cube's son was like, hey, don't be singing about my mom. Like, don't be trying to, yeah. Logic, that's a podcast that Farouk's gonna host by himself.
Yeah. But it's just like
it'll be me and Joe Budden.
The problem with Logic.
Yeah.
But his mom calling him a little thug, you know, referencing thugness because his cornrows, happens to be because we dissociate in our society. People committing crimes and people having cornrows because of our media. And it's all full circle. So
100%.
His mom has to unlearn. We all have to unlearn things every day. And so I don't understand why people are like raging against Colin. Like, I know they hate him. Because he didn't, you know, stand for the flag, which nobody was doing at the games anyways.
And again,
but still,
it was that thing of like, he should have been happy to be in the NFL. He should appreciate this opportunity that was given to him, that he gets to play football and make hundreds of millions of dollars playing football. And the fact that how he dared to express any type of political ideology that's not like a full-on embrace of white supremacy means that we have to punish you. And this is just a continuation of that thing. Like, you should be thankful for even being around us, nigga. And if you don't show that, then you're woke and you got to get out of here with that bullshit.
There is no American dream tax. There is nothing that anyone has to undergo or survive in order to live a life of their dreams. And so I hope more black people understand that if you think that you're going to disrespect me because I'm lucky enough to be here, you got nothing coming.
You got nothing coming, And it might be the back of Miracle's hand. It might be.
The privilege of the Oscars will not protect you in the face of Miracle Jones.
She did say
the privilege of the areas you patronize will not protect you from my violence.
Miracle did say, you think you can talk shit because we had the Oscars, huh? You think because all these people
won't get done up,
you won't get smacked, huh? Is that what you thought?
It's on site. These are all quotes from Miracle Jones.
I don't recall. I have no recollection.
We got the tape.
I don't.
Do we
AI deep fake.
Do we have a book? We didn't grab a book. This is another thing. Can somebody grab? I don't know. We have a brand new bookshelf. Do we want to see what is on our bookshelf? Oh, you can't hurt me anymore. Oh, isn't that that's Farouk's? I don't know if we can see that on camera. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to? Are you gonna choose a book, or are you just gonna say
flex?
But Farouk, I mean, why send Farouk to the bookshelf? He can't read. I mean, he can't.
I'm just trying to look at what
I just don't. Just find something that looks appeasing to you.
Yeah, just grab. Yes,
just something that's colorful.
We have a new audience, so just whatever we grab is going to be new to our new audience. Whatever book that we. What is that?
The book we did last week. But come on,
My People. 5 decades of writing about Black lives. And what is the person's name?
You know I can't read.
Charlene Hunter Galt. My People, 5 decades of writing about Black lives. I believe we did that, but hey, if you didn't see the show,
there
it's
are many
new to you.
pages and many words on these pages, and they all exemplify blackness. And it has I'm trying to 4-word.
Stop it right now. Please stop.
Oh, Nicole Hannah Jones.
Oh, shout out to Nicole Hannah Jones. Yeah. Who really, I mean, you talk about somebody that
I'm about to say,
makes white people like insane. Like the 1619 Project. It's almost like it's holy water to a vampire. Just throw that book.
It's like the Antichrist pages.
Not the 1619.
Man.
Oh my God. So with that being said, I mean, do we have any final words?
Never lose sight.
Yes.
Never lose sight. Miracle?
Yes.
I want y'all to understand. Trump will probably not be in prison. He will probably not be indicted. But if I am wrong, I will be so happy for all of y'all.
I mean, it'll be a good thing to be wrong about. If there's anything that we would be happy about people being wrong about.
You just want to tell me I told you so. That's what it is.
And I'll tell you this. Trump in handcuffs or Trump's mugshot will be our new logo. It will just be our new logo. You'll never see a picture of us again. It will be Trump handcuffed.
Listen, I want that on everything I own.
I'm making T-shirts.
Yes.
You're just going to have to come at me.
I can't wait till Trump comes and to his rally here and he calls y'all out by like.
I heard we had a MAGA Muslim in Pittsburgh. Farouk, are you there?
There's a nasty group. There's a nasty group of people. They call themselves One Hood, and you know, in Hood, it's such a terrible thing. But that's what I would expect from people in these shithole cities.
So it's terrible unless they have them on at night when they're burning crosses. With that being said,
man, this has been This Week in White Supremacy.
This Week in White Supremacy. We'll see y'all next week. Peace. One Hood, y'all.
Assalamu alaikum.